Rose's rocking chair and scary roller coasters, calm, chaos, and cookies. Thriving at any age, stay independent, embrace the adventure. At 78, Grandma Rose had one rule. I may be old, but I'm not obsolete. And no, I'm not talking about my hip, though it's original, thank you very much. She ran her small, cozy home like a queen with a great love for flowers. The wallpaper was old. Her tea stash could soothe anyone. And her army of garden gnomes, yes, they had a union, stood guard out front. Neighbors might gossip about her flamingo umbrella stand, or how she blasted Singin' in the Rain early at 11 a.m. in the morning, but Rose didn't care. She was too busy enjoying life. A school teacher with a Shakespearean flair, Rose was witty, fiercely independent, and prone to pretending she was just fine, even while applying frozen peas to a suspiciously swollen ankle. Her stubborn streak could have its own zip code, but her heart, big enough to invite the neighbor children in for cookies and milk, because she knew some of them were hungry. Which is why, one bright sunny Monday morning, when she took a minor tumble chasing her escape artist cat, Sir Meowington, who did not apologize. The world she had ruled with tea and sass shifted. Grandma Rose casually mentioned her recent fall to her daughter, not thinking much of it. She, armed with this recent development, shared the news with her husband. Together they came up with what they believed was the best solution with everyone, moving Grandma into a senior facility and selling her home as soon as possible. Granddaughter Lily, however, only caught part of their conversation. She heard just enough to understand they were planning to move Grandma and sell the house. Shocked and heartbroken, Lily couldn't believe they would make such a big decision so quickly. Determined to protect Grandma and her home, she knew she had to act fast. Lily decided it was time to stage a safety intervention before it was too late. What Lily didn't realize was that her parents were quietly drowning in financial trouble, and they were already taking steps to sell Grandma Rose's house. They were checking appraisals, researching market trends, moving ahead as if the home were theirs to do with as they pleased. To most, it would seem like a clear betrayal of Grandma's trust, a blatant disregard for her rights. But in their minds, they were doing the right thing, helping Rose and saving themselves in the process. That's the story they told themselves. The truth? They were in denial, and they kept it all secret. Not even Lily knew what they were planning. Enter Lily. 26, determined, full of love and, if necessary, war. Lily, her only granddaughter, possessing equal parts heart and sass, which she inherited from her grandmother. Lily, a graphic designer, was definitely tech-savvy. She adores her grandma and isn't afraid to speak her mind. She's smart, intuitive, and the emotional anchor for her grandmother, Rose. Lily realized that she needed to move quickly to prevent her parents from taking action. "I'm staging a safety intervention," Lily declared, showing up with a clipboard, a flashlight, and the kind of energy that terrified both clutter and boomers alike. To avoid any resistance, Lily explained to Grandma that this was for her own well-being, and she was hoping that she would be in agreement. She explained that she was very concerned about her safety. However, she was also considering what she had heard. She didn't want to worry Grandma. She felt that these safety measures would ward off her parents. Lily never told Grandma Rose what her parents had been planning, partly because she didn't know all the details herself. She hoped that by keeping it quiet and showing them the improvements, things might change. So when her parents came over for a visit, Lily was sure they'd be impressed with the upgrades and reconsider their decision to sell the house and move Grandma into a facility. But 3 weeks into Operation Safety Sparkle, their arrival told a different story. They walked in smiling, but their smiles were too tight, too forced. Lily and Grandma Rose were eager to show off all the changes they'd made, proudly walking them through each room. But her parents didn't seem impressed at all. Their lack of reaction left Lily confused and unsettled. This was supposed to be the turning point. Instead, as the visit went on, the real purpose of their trip started to become painfully clear. "We've been thinking," her mother began. "It's time, Rose," her father added. "You can't live here alone forever. We found a lovely senior community with shuffleboard." Rose blinked. You're trying to shuffle me. They exchanged glances. Then came the real punch. We're selling the house. Lily dropped her tea. You're what? She asked. When Lily heard the words, we're selling the house, she didn't just drop her tea. She mentally assembled a legal battle plan. Rose wasn't just someone's grandmother. She was a force of nature, and forces of nature don't get shuffled. Off to Serenity Pines without due process. We need the money, honey, her mother said, voice strained and mournful. Your father's business went under about 6 months ago, her father finished. The bills are piling up. We thought we could pool resources, a smaller place for all of us. Including me? Rose asked, voice sharp as a tack. Well, no, you'd be at Serenity Pines. It's got great Yelp reviews online. Rose stood, eyes blazing. You want to evict me from my kingdom for Yelp? Help stars? The revolt of the roses. Lily, heart racing, realizing the full scope. This wasn't just about grab bars. This was a power play dressed in pastel concern. After her parents left, Lily turned to her grandma. I love my parents, and I am concerned about their situation, but we're not letting them take this house. Not without a fight. We need a lawyer. Rose cracked her knuckles. Get the power drill, dear. It's time we fortified the prizing. Armed with a few legal maneuvers with Lily's help, Rose called her lawyer, who owed her a favor from the PTA debacle of '97. They filed to put the house in a trust, with conditions that protected Rose's residence. The trust was designed with help from a local elder law attorney, whom Rose had once helped pass geometry in 1985. They created a revocable living trust, with Grandma Rose as the grantor and trustee. This protects the property from being easily sold by well-meaning family members, creditors, or in a moment of panic-induced, we need the money decisions. They also instituted a durable power of attorney and healthcare proxy, assigning them to Lily, not her daughter, not her son-in-law. This ensured, if Rose was unable, Lily could act on her behalf in all legal and financial matters. Lily also gained access to medical information and decision-making rights, ensuring her grandmother wouldn't be relocated without proper cause. After all the measures were in place, they staged Operation Stay or Slay, which included what they like to call a community uprising. Rose threw a safety tea party, inviting seniors and the local councilwoman. This grab bar right here, she announced mid-demonstration. Not only does it make me feel invincible, it's perfect for interpretive dance. Gladys laughed so hard she snorted lemon balm tea. Their next step was using the social media offensive. Lily posted videos of Rose giving safety tips with sass. One clip, Rose in sunglasses sipping tea, saying, "Aging isn't decline, it's defiance," went viral. Overwhelming support poured in. Hashtag Let Rose Stay trended. The final showdown. When Lily's parents returned, expecting boxes, signatures, and gratitude, they got a binder. They were expecting Rose to sit with them down at her lace-covered dining room table. They were tremendously surprised when met with banners, baked goods, and Channel 7 news. When Rose's daughter and son-in-law returned, Rose handed them a thick stack of documents. "Here's some legal paperwork. The trust," she said, sliding it across like a poker hand. "Here's the notarized POA. Here's the healthcare proxy, which names Lily as the one who'll tell the doctors not to unplug me if I choke on a piece of biscotti cookie." Her daughter stared with a shocked expression, not understanding how her mother was able to put these measurements in place. "You've locked us out. I've locked you out of making decisions that aren't yours to make." Rose said, "You want to help me? Bring cupcakes and laughter. Not a brochure from Happy Oaks Assisted Living or whatever the name of that shady place is." Lily leaned in. "Dad, if you really need financial help, let's have a real conversation." Her father started to object, feeling slightly embarrassed, but Rose raised one hand, regal, composed, and a little terrifying. "This house is my history, my independence, and my rebellion in 4 walls and a tea cupboard, and I'll be leaving it only one of 2 ways, feet first or to thunderous applause." Lily's parents, now publicly shamed, backed off, reluctantly. Ultimately, they found another solution to their financial woes. involving her dad finally selling his rare coin collection. Rose stayed safely and gloriously in her home. Were safe. Phil wore his vest with pride. And Rose? She added a sign to her front door. This home is booby-trapped with love, LED lighting, and legal documentation. Enter with caution. And, as Rose now liked to say, with a wink and a steady grip on her grab bar, independence doesn't mean doing it alone, because aging isn't retreating. It's preparing your castle for the next great act. And dancing through it in non-slip slippers, the long-awaited transformation unfolds. Change doesn't always come swiftly, but when it does, it reshapes everything. You don't want to miss the stunning conclusion, a powerful moment where brokenness meets healing and reconciliation takes center stage. Clearly somebody prayed in faith. We believe you'll be moved, inspired, and reminded that restoration is always possible.
A few months later, the porch creaked softly beneath Grandma Rose's rocking chair as the sun dipped low, spilling golden light across the blooming garden. Lily sat beside her, the two of them wrapped in a shared, easy silence. The storm from months ago had settled. They didn't speak much about the upheaval with her parents anymore, not out of avoidance, but because something deeper had begun to change. A quiet, radical shift was taking place, not in words, but in the way they all showed up, together, present, and healing. Inside, Rose's daughter and son-in-law laughed in the kitchen, arguing over apple crisp and who added too much cinnamon. No tension, no distance, just warmth. They had come back with apologies, not just words, but presence. Real time, real effort. And after many tearful talks, forgiveness bloomed like the wildflowers Rose had once thought forgotten. The assisted living brochures were long gone. The decision had changed. Together, they'd found another way. They'd sold the old camper, the treasured rare coin collection, picked up side work, and finally admitted they didn't need more money. They needed each other. "Dessert's ready," her daughter called. Lily helped her beloved grandmother as she stood slowly, her joints aching, but her heart light. She looked out one last time, at the garden, the chair, this quiet miracle of a home full of second chances. Then she stepped inside, and the door closed behind her with the softest click, not an ending, but a homecoming, while Phil the pink flamingo kept a watchful eye. A glorious ending, a refreshing new beginning. This is not the end. It's to be continued, because this story is just beginning. Disclaimer. This narrative is a work of fiction and is intended for storytelling and entertainment purposes only. It does not contain legal advice, and nothing in the story should be interpreted as such. For any legal concerns or decisions, please consult a qualified attorney or legal professional. Moving Parts Urban Stories. Her Domain. Her Story presents the finest in relevant storylines for the urban community. With your help, we're hoping to build a sisterhood here, so please comment below with your story of triumph or forgiveness. There will always be a message to build on and spark a meaningful dialogue. Thank you for joining us. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe.